President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
One throwaway SNL punchline cracked Meghan Markle's once untouchable crown. Overnight, laughter morphed into millions of prowling detectives itching to expose who the Duchess really is. And that was just day one.
Now, the Sussexes have copped it from comedian Colin Jost on Saturday Night Live. He's joked that one of the conditions of Trump's new trade deal with the UK is that Harry and Meghan have to go back.
It happened in under 10 seconds of Saturday Night Live. During Weekend Update, Colin Jost flashed that lopsided grin and fired off a toss-away line. In the new trade deal, America keeps Prince Harry, but Britain has to keep Meghan if she deletes Instagram again. On air, it felt like harmless banter, scribbled on a cue card minutes before showtime. Yet by the time the credits rolled, and Send Her Back, Yacht Markle Trade, and Yacht Gate were already rocketing up X's trending board. Phones across California vibrated like a hive. Meghan's PR chief, Meredith Maines, reportedly blasted 3 frantic group emails before midnight, warning staff to brace for turbulence. Screenshots of those emails leaked within hours, fanning the flames. Royal correspondents smelled blood. Gossip bloggers resurfaced decade-old whispers. Even legacy outlets rushed out think pieces asking whether late-night TV had finally punctured the Sussex bubble. For years, Meghan's image floated above criticism. Soft-focus Netflix confessionals, carefully curated podcast sound bites, philanthropic photo ops framed in golden light. One punchline pierced that balloon, and backlash didn't pause for fact-checking. Influencers clipped the joke, set it to pounding bass, and racked up millions of views.
Well, let's talk about Meghan and Harry, shall we? This has just come in. This is interesting. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been brutally mocked.
Meme smiths compared Meghan to an unwanted online order marked "No returns." Inside Montecito, security floodlights burned white, yet damage control calls kept dropping. A joke is easy to shrug off until the internet smells a deeper secret. And this secret was only beginning to boil. The backlash didn't flatten out. It fanned outwardly as key wildfire hopping rooftops. Within an hour, armchair sleuths on X renamed the uproar Yachtgate, then harvested every rumor ever whispered about Meghan's pre-royal days. Dormant gossip blogs from 2012 resurfaced, claiming she once networked aboard Mediterranean super yachts owned by old money heirs. Screenshots flew into Reddit threads. Each blurry photo became a puzzle piece.
And then it cuts to Prince Harry, who goes, again? Because this is the second time Family Guy has taken a swipe at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and goes, your wife is probably just as bad, or something like that, something similar. But yeah, I mean, with Harry's show ranking below 3,000, Polo on Deadline's list of Netflix's programs last year, or this year, Meghan Markle not even hitting the top 300. We were told that they were about to take over Hollywood. Archwell Productions.
TikTok detectives joined the frenzy. Using split-screen zooms, creators matched a beaded bracelet in the yacht shots to one Meghan flashed during Suits press junkets. They overlaid timestamps, checked shadow angles, even compared nail polish tones. A Paris-based image forensics channel swore the bracelet ID was a 92% match, good enough for the comment section to scream, bingo! Meanwhile, Threads users mined LinkedIn for guest lists of past Cannes yacht parties, tracing alleged overlaps with producers and high-rolling financiers. Conspiracy maps popped up, red lines crisscrossing between Monaco marinas, Beverly Hills talent agencies, and that fateful London blind date with Prince Harry.
That's what exactly. They want, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what the theories are, is that they're keeping them they're keeping Meghan close in case things go south.
In under 24 hours, the narrative mutated. Meghan wasn't a love-struck actress swept into a fairy tale. She was the mastermind angling for a crown. Her team's silence only fed the blaze. Every minute without a rebuttal felt like confirmation. By day 2, mainstream outlets were quoting anonymous insiders hinting at compromising vacation footage. The chatter reached a fever pitch, and then, as if summoned by the crowd's chant, the first set of leaked yacht photos surfaced. Grainy, provocative, and impossible to scroll past. But those pixels were about to detonate an even bigger twist. Stay with me, because the final leak is the one Hollywood fears most.
Really. But even with the not even hitting the 300, the failure of the Netflix series with Love Meghan, we have to sit through season 2 with Chrissy Teigen, America's favorite cyberbully. And I just think, what on God's green earth is
Meghan, America's favorite bully?
By 2016, royal watchers on Tumblr wove those scraps into a full conspiracy. Meghan, the aspiring starlet, allegedly yacht-hopped every Cannes season to meet producers and aristocrats. No receipts, only pixelated selfies and a handful of bracelet matches. Still, the story stuck because it fit a juicier narrative, ambition masquerading as destiny. Tom Bauer amplified the chatter in his 2022 book Revenge, hinting at Mediterranean summers, though he admitted his sources were secondhand. Meghan's allies dismissed it all as a sexist smear, pointing out that charter guest lists are rarely public and forged manifests circulate like urban legends. Yet the internet loves an underdog-turned-mastermind tale. Each denial felt like smoke hiding fire. Threads users cross-referenced yacht registries with paparazzi flight paths. TikTok creators mapped Meghan's suit's hiatuses against regatta calendars. Every coincidence became proof. Every empty data cell, an invitation to speculate. It's been said that when facts are scarce, the loudest theory wins. And right now, the loudest theory is that Meghan's royal ascent was plotted on teak decks under Mediterranean stars. Verified? Not even close. But the stain of suspicion alone was enough to spook brands, charities, and billion-dollar studios, which brings us to the fallout that threatened everything she'd built. Wall Street once treated the Sussexes like a startup with limitless runway, but the yacht storm shredded that valuation overnight. Spotify had already slammed the brakes in mid-2023, yanking a $20 million podcast deal after an exec privately scoffed that the couple weren't pulling their weight. Netflix swallowed the cost of Harry-Meghan and the follow-up Live to Lead, yet view-through numbers leaked this spring showed a brutal drop-off after episode 2. When Meghan's team pitched a glossy Cooking Meets Wellness spin-off, execs reportedly ghosted. One insider muttered, "Why fund a brand that can't outrun its own hashtags?" Even philanthropy, her safest harbor, felt the shockwave. Archewell's partnership with Centibale wobbled when 2 board members quit within weeks, citing leadership friction. Donors quietly paused pledges, uncomfortable with weekend headlines questioning the Duchess's integrity.
And it's my understanding that Netflix actually paid for it, and I'm wondering if the objective there was to make sure it happens whether Harry and Meghan are involved or not.
Meanwhile, a Silicon Valley VC who had promised seed money for Harry's eco-travel startup put the term sheet under indefinite review, hinting that investor sentiment sours fast when founders trend for yacht memes. On the commercial side, Meghan's fledgling lifestyle label, As Ever, hit a legal wall. Trademark offices in both the UK and the US flagged conflicts with a decades-old stationery brand. Ordinarily, that would be a minor hurdle. This month, lawyers advised postponing the relaunch because optics matter more than filings. A Paris skincare giant froze a 7-figure spokesperson deal the same afternoon TikTok hit 1 billion views on hot Yachtgate clips. Silence from Montecito only deepened the chill. Brands hate gambles they can't price, and charities dread distractions from the mission. Yet even as contracts slipped away and gala invitations dried up, the bigger question hung in the haze. Could Meghan recalibrate? Or had the internet's curiosity reached a point of no return? Section 7 picks up at that crossroads. Meghan's public feed now looks like curated calm over hidden chaos. On Mother's Day, she posted a sun-dappled snap of Archie's paint-smeared palms. Within minutes, the comments filled with yacht emojis, bracelet jokes, and pleading fans begging her to address the pics already. She left them unanswered. Insiders whisper that WME hasn't fired her, but her file is on ice, waiting for a reputational thaw that may never come. Hollywood, once her launchpad, watches from a safe distance, counting likes and sentiment graphs. Behind closed gates in Montecito, sources say a reintroduction plan is being storyboarded. A stripped-down documentary, bare feet, no titles, just Meg. Yet even the streaming platforms courted for that comeback want contractual escape hatches if another hashtag explodes. Attorneys are reportedly combing every old laptop for files that could blindside production, because no one wants Yachtgate 2 dropping mid-shoot. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, palace courtiers leak that King Charles has instructed aides to keep any reconciliation talks verbal only, no paper trail. Royal reporters spin this as paranoia. Palace lawyers call it prudence. Harry, caught between loyalty and logistics, is said to be exhausted after another Zoom call ended with Meghan muting the mic and walking out of frame. So we're left with a paradox: a duchess who can't speak without stirring storms, and yet whose silence screams louder every day. Brands hover, fans split, critics sharpen knives, and the bracelet on that yacht photo still glitters unsolved. Will a carefully scripted reboot mend the fracture, or will the internet keep tugging until every last thread unravels? That answer, for now, remains adrift on the open sea. One SNL quip cracked a fairy tale veneer and unleashed a digital inquisition still unfolding. Whether Meghan studies the narrative or the crowd keeps dredging yacht deck clues, the real twist is how brittle any carefully scripted identity becomes once the internet grabs the director's chair.